Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and welcome to another Adorama Picks rapid fire critique that you can submit your images to. Click on the submit button over on the website, click on rapid fire critique, put in your information, include the link to your best 10 images or 10 that you would like critiqued, hit send it, and I will do my best to get to yours. Don't forget, I get a lot of these each week, so I may not get to them all, but I try to do my best to see as many as possible. And also, don't forget to sign up for the FroKnows Photo email list. You can do so by putting your name, email right here, hit send it, and you'll get back instantly a guide to capturing motion in low light situations. So let's jump right to these images. Nikon D7000, where you got country life photography, and let's take a look. So we've got a Horsey McHorserson right here. So I'm going to be just, this set needs a critique. It needs it. They're not far off. Like, exposures are good, but we're going to talk a lot about composition because I did give a quick look through this, and I think it's going to be very, very helpful. There's not much emotion in this. We don't have the eye of the tiger, or in this case, the eye of the horse or donkey, whichever one it is. We don't have the eye. We don't have an emotion. We don't have context here other than the horse is eating grass. A different angle, just something else to try to draw attention to this image maybe would be better. But there's not a lot of context there, so tying something up with context is very, very important. So here we got the baby, I'm going to venture to say that's a male, if I'm going to circle this area right here, but it looks like a donkey. Is this a horse or a donkey? It's got the ears of a donkey and a snout of a donkey. Is this a donkey or is it a horse? I don't know. I don't know the farm too well. So we've got a little bit more of a context here. It's the processing that is lacking. It's a little too just flat. And I know I like to say boom, but I think you guys will understand if this was pumped up a little bit, the focus may be off too. It looks like it's focused over here on this, or actually it's focused right here on this horse or donkey. It should be focused right here on the baby one. So either the focus is not correct, selected properly, and you're not selecting your area. That is why it's off. One thing that, yes, and also cutting off the hooves. Pull back. This is too tight. What are we taking at? 220 millimeters, 5.6, 1/6/40th of a second, ISO 200. All right, so that's fine, but you got to pull back a little bit to get more of the scene. It's too tight. And this is a mistake that I used to make when I was younger as a photographer. I would shoot everything really tight. I would shoot tight headshots. I'd shoot tight portraits. And it didn't matter that the scene could have been the coolest. It could have been the Eiffel Tower in the background, but you would never know it with the way I was shooting it. Let's get this a wider shot. Let's see the scene that's around there, and I think you will come out with a much better image. Thicker processing, a little bit more contrast, maybe black and white would make this a better image. This is a little better. We've got context of the, hello, look at my hair. This horse is so emo. It's like, hi, I'm an emo horse. My hair goes over like this. My hair goes over like that. I need my eyelashes done. I need my nails done. But we got a little bit more context here because the horse or donkey is laying on the ground. But again, there's not much pullback. It's too tight. It's just capturing a shot. It's just taking a snapshot of what's going on instead of trying to create a story out of the image. Now, the exposures are fine. We're not far off. Do not take this as being overly critical. Take this as being really good advice to make your shots even better, everybody that is listening. Show some context. Now, tighter shots are okay in the photo story if you have a wider shot of the baby and the mother eating, and then you've got a tighter one of the mother feeding, then it works in a photo story, but we just need to focus on that a little bit more. So we got the tractor here. Okay. The tractor itself is fine. The image itself is fine, but the way that it's processed is on the boring side. This, once you slide the contrast and make it go boom, and you tweak a few other things like the color and the tint, even going black and white or sepia, will take this image from just a snapshot to a usable, really good image. You can do that with an image like this. Don't forget that just because you take the picture, that doesn't mean your job is done. Part of your job is still to process and edit your image with your artistic style, and I think that pumping this up and boomifying it and working with it a little bit is going to make this a keeper shot. All right, so we got, looks like a reflector. We got a gold reflector bouncing in here. The tones and thickness are really, really nice. She looks young, so I'm not allowed to comment on that. Let's see. 1/320th of a second, f8. All right, well, you don't really need to be at f8. You can get the background to blow out even more. One more thing, 75 millimeters. I know you've got a long lens here, so zoom in. Even at 5.6, zoomed into 200 millimeters, you're going to separate her from the background. The color and tones are nice. It looks like the reflector is being used. It looks like it's nice and sharp. Bring the composition down, have her either fold her arms nice and relaxed or just relax them to her side. Pull back a little bit with your body. Zoom in a little bit to fill the frame. A little too much dead space, aka head space right here. So if we were to fill the frame to say about this point, roughly 2 inches at the top would make it even better. So now we're moving into something good. All right, this is another wide angle, I can tell you that. 21 millimeters. Doesn't work very well for portraits. Plus, the way that the composition is, it doesn't work. Oh, cutting off the fingers. Oh, she's got a ring on. Does that mean she's engaged and of age and I can comment on this? I don't know. So what's missing from this image? Her feet and her fingers. This could have been a horizontal shot. Just look at how she's sitting. Her legs are outstretched. Her hands are down there. A horizontal with the scene a little wider would be a better choice of a composition. Your exposures and the processing in this are a little better, but you got to back up, try a different angle and composition, and this would be a better shot. Yeah, but the background is distracting, so just work on some of those horizontals. We got the timepiece here. The contrast is fantastic. The sharpness is fantastic. This is nice. In a photo story, it has a nice tail to it. Do I mind that the finger is cut off here? Not so much. It's just more about this watch, and that is really nicely done right there. Why does the guy have on so many rings? 1 ring, 2 ring, 3 ring, 4 ring. Jesus, it's like a circus out here. I could do without this picture because it's like too much work was done in post-processing to bring back the face. When the focus is here, we don't need to have his brightness like this, overly touched. But other than that, it's really not an image that is... It's really not an image that does very much for me. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. And then we got a bird. It's just a bird. Cut his tail off. It's a bird. Doesn't show very much emotion. Now, the way his head's tilted, the eye, let's get a tighter shot. What were we shot at before I say tight? 45 millimeters. Back that thing up. Back that truck up. Come on, ride that train. It's a choo-choo. Back it up. Back up. Zoom in on the bird. It's going to compress the background. It's going to separate the bird from the background, giving you a much more interesting image. See if you can get the tail in there. Come in tighter, give it a better look, and I think you'll be better off. And this is the last one. It's not in focus. It's not in focus. It's not a keeper. Nothing you can do to save it. The composition is fine. The colors are okay. It's just not a keeper because it's out of focus. What was it shot at? 170 millimeters. Yeah, it's just the focus is missed. Pull this one out. Don't take me wrong about critiquing this set. I think there's a lot of good information in this one of how to take the pictures to the next level. You're there. You're not composition, because the composition is off in a bunch of these, but your exposures are there. You can get the rest. You know, you could get these compositions right. You can start to practice that and learn that. You're very, very close. I think you did a nice job, and there you have it. Don't forget, you can submit your images to Rapid Fire Critique right here over on the website. Don't forget to check out the Froknow's Photo Beginner Guide to Getting Out of Auto right here, froknowsphoto.com/guide. It's a 3-hour-long video that's going to help you with your composition, your exposures, getting the fundamentals of photography down so that you can go out there and shoot amazing images. There you have another Adorama Pix Rapid Fire Critique. Jared Polin, froknowsphoto.com. See ya.